Hello, everyone, dear viewers of the channel. I am Halina, the guardian of secrets, a researcher of mystical phenomena, and here with me is Vadim, a historian interested in folk culture.
And as always, I'm ready to dissect the fascinating threads of our ancestors' beliefs, looking for the historical and psychological roots beneath the mystical surface. Today, Halina has promised us a deep dive into the enchanting world of grandfathers in Ukrainian folklore.
Indeed, Vadim. Today, we're uncovering the incredible myths surrounding grandfathers, those venerable figures who often stood as pillars of mystical wisdom and profound protection in Ukrainian villages. It's not just about age, it's about a spiritual lineage, a connection to something ancient. These grandfathers weren't just old men. They were often seen as living conduits to ancestral knowledge, guardians against unseen forces, and keepers of sacred rites.
That's a powerful image, Halina. From a historical perspective, the elder in a family or community certainly held significant authority and respect. Their accumulated life experience and knowledge of farming cycles, local remedies, and social customs were invaluable. It makes perfect sense that such figures would become associated with wisdom and protection, even if we initially attribute it to practical skills rather than mystical powers.
But it goes beyond practical skills, Vadim. Think of the deduk, for instance, the traditional Ukrainian Christmas decoration made from a sheaf of wheat. It's not just a decoration. It's believed to embody the spirits of ancestors, representing the grandfather spirit of the family, ensuring prosperity and warding off evil. Or consider the stories of grandfathers who could communicate with the domovik, the household spirit, maintaining harmony or appeasing it if it became mischievous. They were the intermediaries.
The deduk is a fantastic example of symbolic representation. Historically, the harvest was life itself, and the elder, often the one overseeing it, naturally became linked to its success and the prosperity it brought. The domovik stories, to me, often reflect the psychological need to explain the inexplicable within a household, a creaking door, a misplaced item. Attributing it to a spirit and having an elder who understood that spirit offered a sense of control and explanation in a pre-scientific world.
I understand your rational approach, Vadim, but what about the power of their blessings? Many tales speak of a grandfather's blessing being an unbreakable shield against evil eye, sickness, or misfortune. It wasn't just a kind wish, it was a potent, energetic transfer. I've heard accounts from villages where people still recall their grandfathers knowing specific incantations or protective symbols drawn in ash that they believed kept their families safe. There's a resonance to these stories that feels deeply authentic.
The power of belief, Halina, is undeniable. A blessing from a respected elder carries immense psychological weight. It instills confidence and reassurance, which can, in turn, influence outcomes through sheer determination and positive outlook. The incantations and symbols could be seen as mnemonic devices or cultural artifacts passed down, providing a sense of continuity and shared identity. They're potent, yes, but perhaps more due to their cultural and psychological impact than any literal magical energy.
But what if that cultural impact is the magic? Consider the legend of the guardian of the threshold, often a grandfather figure. It's said that at the critical points of a family's life, a birth, a wedding, a death, the eldest male held a specific ritual, often involving earth or water, to ensure safe passage. He literally stood at the spiritual threshold, negotiating with the unseen world. There are stories of these grandfathers predicting the future through dreams, or knowing exactly when to plant seeds based on cosmic rhythms, not just weather patterns. How do you explain that?
Those rituals at thresholds are fascinating. Anthropologically, rites of passage are crucial for social cohesion and reinforcing cultural norms. The elder's role in these rituals would be to ensure they are performed correctly, connecting the individual to the collective and the past. Predicting the future through dreams or knowing planting times could be interpreted as generations of accumulated observational knowledge, highly tuned intuition, and an understanding of natural cycles that appears almost prophetic to the uninitiated.
Yet there's a distinct feeling, a palpable energy that people describe when these grandfathers performed their duties. It's like the very air around them shifted. The respect they commanded wasn't just for their age, but for their perceived connection to the beyond. I truly believe that losing these stories, these threads of wisdom woven into the fabric of our grandfathers' legends, means we lose a vital part of our Ukrainian soul. It's a collective memory that holds immense power.
I agree wholeheartedly on the importance of preserving these stories, Helena. They are invaluable cultural artifacts, windows into the worldview of our ancestors. They show us how they coped with uncertainty, how they built communities, and how they found meaning. Whether we interpret the magic literally or as powerful symbolism, the narratives themselves are treasures. They teach us about resilience, respect for elders, and the deep connection between humanity and nature that defined their lives.
Exactly. It's about understanding that these stories served multiple functions. They were moral guides, historical records, and spiritual anchors. The grandfather, in his mystical role, was the embodiment of all these. He wasn't just protecting the family physically, but spiritually, ensuring the continuity of their traditions and beliefs.
And as always, we can see the mystical wisdom of grandfathers as a potent blend. On one hand, it's the invaluable practical knowledge passed down through generations, essential for survival and prosperity. On the other, it's the profound psychological and cultural power vested in an elder figure, whose blessings and rituals provided comfort, guidance, and a sense of order in a complex world. The protection then becomes both tangible and intangible, shielding from real dangers and from the anxieties of the unknown.
A truly double conclusion by Dim. They were indeed the guardians of our collective memory and spirit. Before we wrap up today's insightful discussion, I want to encourage all our listeners to delve deeper into these stories. If you have similar tales of wise grandfathers from your own family or region, please share them in the comments below. We'd love to hear them.
Yes, your input enriches our understanding. And don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to our channel for more explorations into the fantastic world of Ukrainian mystical stories. Your support helps us continue to bring these fascinating discussions to life.
Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, keep your hearts open to the whispers of the past and your minds curious to explore their depths.
And keep questioning, always.